Hello, I'll be starting in just a moment or two here. Just getting everything set up. All right. Hello and welcome. We are back. We are live streaming Mekone in our three-person Disciples game. So let's go ahead and watch our battles and our teammates' battles. So starting with TNN. So TNN has got a handful of the she warriors. These are not the sacreds. Just some of the elfish glamour dudes, backed up by some Furbolg warriors and then Furbolg slingers. And they're going against some militia and some heavy infantry and some archers. So gonna have their sort of most resilient troops up front. It's starting to look like their slingers are not going to be firing any slings here. They appear to be charging in. Although they're sort of trapped in the back line. Not quite getting all the way around here on a surround. But that's okay. It looks like they've gone ahead and routed all the infantry. And they're going to go ahead and run into... The slingers getting right up in those archers' faces. And they lose 2 of the slingers. So, small losses. Abyssia is headed into a cave, and they've got a bunch of their Abyssian infantry. We see some axes. I think there's also some flails. And they're up against some pale ones, who are, of course, notoriously not all that strong. Now, Abyssians have Dark Vision 50, whereas the pale ones have Dark Vision 100. So that is going to mitigate the stat difference a little bit. But these guys are substantially higher quality. I expect that they will do pretty well. Yeah, I say when they start hitting 20, 32, they're going to chew right through these guys. If the combat did drag on, oh, they're taking some return fire though. Their defense is very low, only 5. They have decent protection, but these guys have. It's not a high damage weapon, but high enough to get some chip in. They've taken some frightful losses though. I have to be about to rout. There they go. And so that's lossless for the Abyssians. So that's pretty nice. And then we have us up against the undead. And so we have our two squads. So we're trying to hit them at the same time. This squad's a little bit faster. It looks like we might do a pretty good job of getting them all in there at the same time. I expect there aren't that many long dead here, so I expect that we're going to do pretty darn well. I think that's the leader. I've just got to route and or kill that guy. Although it actually looks like it doesn't matter. He's gonna be the last one to fall. And so it's lossless for us as well. So that's pretty nice. We also have an event, and this is the province we just conquered. The forest has expanded unnaturally, encroaching on arable land. People have been forced to move 30 people left, province income -3. That's not very many people. And I think that this is a percentage-based event. This province has less than 1,000 people. It's 970. It has an income of 4. That is very sad. That is a very sad province. It does still have a lot of resources, though, so it is not a total loss for us. However, looking up, 70 units here with heavy cav as the biggest type. We are not going to be able to attempt to take this with our forces. It is too difficult. We only have about 30 guys here. Yeah, 33 guys here. This is too much for them. So that leaves us with a choice of where do we want to go from here. Because we can either attempt to go up here into light infantry and cataphracts. It's a smaller province, although a decent number of cataphracts could certainly kill this group. Or we could go on the deer tribe. We will 100% beat these deer tribe. It also means that we're going to be leaving this area. It's not leaving. We're going to be getting more resources into our capital to help produce more Giganti, which is pretty nice. There's some question of trying to take this land. So we think that there is a spawn here. Probably Hinnom or Zion. So like this stuff is all sort of up for grabs in between us. But the most valuable of these provinces is probably this one or this one. And they're actually, it's just as close going this way or this way. So I think that we're going to take this group and go and kill these deer tribe. And when we get a Giganti group together, maybe with like the leftovers of our Peltast group, we'll go and try and take this. And then maybe be able to move up in here. Depending on how this group does and what indies we see here, we might be able to look to take one of these next turn. I think we're going to send our scout this way. As far as recruitment goes, so we finished our first Elder Cyclops, Lelegis. Sounds a lot like Legolas. So that's settled right there. And this guy is going to be super important. So he not only is a master smith, and he can forge hammers for us at construction 2, as well as all kinds of other gear. A fire 3 earth 2 is the 1 in 4 random we needed to be able to get our Godslaying forge off the ground at construction 3. So we weren't going to get to necessarily make that many of these early. And so it's really nice to get that one right off the bat here. He also produces 25 resources, which is like half a Giganti Ekdromos or a third of a Giganti Hoplite. So he's going to help us sort of get that resource train rolling, which is pretty nice. We then also get to say, what do we want to recruit? So we need to recruit a commander for Peltasts. So that could be our Nia Demode commander. He's going to be cheaper. He's only going to cost 30 resources and 45 gold, but he doesn't have any Taskmaster. And I think we're going to need that. So I think we're going to try and go for a Locos and then recruit Peltasts. And I think the question here is also, though, can we fit in 2 Locos? And how many Peltasts does that sort of leave us with, as opposed to getting 1? So the benefit of getting 2 of these guys right off the bat is that we can then save a cap turn of recruitment for our parties later. Because unlike with lots of other nations, we can't use indie commanders even if we wanted to. Our Gigante refuse to be led by small units. So like this guy, getting him versus not getting him adds what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Adds 14 slingers. Which is certainly a good. I apologize for the carnage in the background. Our good friends are having a baby, and we are watching their dogs.
Okay.
And they're busy going berserk. Now, this would be plenty of Peltas combined with the 35 we already have to go and kill this barbarians, which it doesn't seem like there are all that many here. So I think that's going to end up being okay. So that is, I think, what we're going to do here. We're going to go for 2 Locos and then the rest of the Peltas. And we're going to try to not make any more Peltas for a little while. I think we're going to go for just 1 Peltas group because this party is going to take another Cap Circle province. The turn after, if we need to, we could take 2 more, or we can go up this way. So we should be able to really get our resources going for the Gigante production. Especially we're going to have both of our forests already. And then we're going to be taking the mountain already. So I think we should be in decent shape there. So yeah, we got 2 Locos and a bunch of Peltas. We have 40 leftover gold. We are going to put PD here, even though there's obviously there's not much here. And we're gonna, we've only got 20 gold left, so it's not too big of a deal. If we had more gold, I think there is a consideration to trying to just get a guy and some random units. They could potentially be used as fodder against the heavy cav later, and we could still do that later. Or they can move to try and help patrol our capital. Mekone is definitely going to pick up some unrest over the coming turns because of their special interactions with forts and existing with their Helot population. So that's always fun. If we had more unrest, I would consider giving Legolas here all the units in patrolling for a turn, but to get rid of 4 unrest, I just don't think that's really necessary. Just not really worth it. We can take a look, though, at what our teammates are up to. So Abyssia expands outwards into this cave, and we can see that they've got a nice-looking farm here with 30 units on it. So they probably lose some people to heavy cav, but they could definitely take this. And they have access to Jades, which is huge. Obviously, they don't really get that kind of magic at all. So being able to bring in that key water nature cross path is pretty huge. So we're gonna hope that we can help them get a fort there going quickly. We can see here that TNN has figured out how elephants work. They went ahead and got the elephant core here. And so they went ahead, they expanded inwards for resources. With these elephants, I expect they'll go and try and smash probably one of these 2 groups. And then this group takes the other one. And that should give them enough resources that they can try and expand outwards. And we're going to try and expand outwards, as best we can as well. Because all the territory in the middle is going to go to us one way or another. It's just about what we can secure out here in the wilderness, such as it is. So that's all well and good. I think our next turns are going to look like, next turn I think we're going to try and recruit an Effer. We need to make sure we have one before autumn so that he can lead our war against the Helots. And he's also going to be, I think, our standard research mage. He's got 4 more research points than the Durante. These guys are also, I think these guys tend to be very old, and these guys are just old. Or a portion of these guys are going to be old based on their fire magic. But the Durante seem like they're really old and die to disease pretty regularly, and they just don't have as many combat uses. Whereas all of our Durante do have some combat use, even if it's not necessarily like amazing. Well, I guess the air ones don't, but the fire 2s and the earth 2s both have perfectly good uses. They also have reduces unrest in DE, which is really great to deal with our force that generate unrest. So a lot of reasons to like this mage and to want to go for one of them early. And then we'll see what we want to go for after that. After that, I think we might, because we're getting 2 of these now, I think we can squeeze in another 2 turn mage, which could either be, I think, an Elder Cyclops for more resources, or Basilius, probably to start site searching. It sort of depends. Our god is going to wake up at some point, and he's going to site search water and earth and air all better than this guy does. Though he will kill population doing it. But that is a couple turns away, so we'll see. We want one of these guys too, so we can empower a polemarch with the god slaying ability. So definitely something we want to be on the lookout for. But I mean, I think this should be it for this turn, and we are going to get to do the fun double turn here. We are last. So I think we can go ahead and we've got research. Yeah, we've got research plugged in. So I think we can go ahead and pass turn here, and then we'll go into the next one right away. It should just take a moment to host. So we'll get to be the first ones to see turn number 4 here. All right, let's see what we got. We got battles. So TNN is going to do a double expand with their initial party. Okay, and this went north into the Jaguar tribe. They're not going to love all this fire. They're elves, but they've got shields. They should do okay. I'm going to chop through everybody. They lost 1 slinger and 2 warriors. No real concerns. We'll do the other T and She one and then go to Abyssia. And then here we've got Hannibal and his elephants. He did go after the bear tribe. This is potentially a little risky. Yeah, we can see we lost. Yeah, there go the elephants. I think we might have done better against the heavy infantry. On the other hand, if he only paid about 80 for this, he cleared about half the province. So it's not great. This is not the result we were looking for, but it's okay. Abyssia is headed into some heavy infantry. I think that they should be in pretty darn good shape here. Yep, they're getting... You can hear that whack noise. And there goes one commander. And there goes the other one. So no losses there for Abyssia. All right, we can see what we're up to. Just a handful of deer tribe here. Shouldn't be anything that we can't handle. The biggest danger here is somehow our Gigante gets shot in the head or something and routes. But looks like that did not happen. We lost 1 Ectromos, 1 Hoplite, so happens. The forest has grown wild. I'm starting to think this may be an event chain. Oh no, we lost resources. This province income is now going to be 0. It lost 8 province income. Yeah, it has a province income of 0. Oh, that's just peachy. You're here. Hi, cookies. Oh yeah, we're here. We finished up dinner and whatnot. My province is now on 0 income. Just glorious. The forest is growing. I'm checking if this is an event chain because it feels like it might be an event chain. We did indeed find the Talkeen home. All right, the forest has grown wild. Okay, the forest has grown wild is just an uncommon bad event, it looks like. No, nothing special, just standard unluckiness. Well, so be it. Okay. It even has luck. Hopefully it has a lot of sites. Okay, so we've got Wolf Tribe here, Barbs here, but 40 Wolf Tribe. So now we're faced with the choice of our group of 30 guys against 40 Wolf Tribe to get a contested province. I've tried not being unlucky. It hasn't worked out for me yet. I'm hoping that we figure it out at some point in the future. We could theoretically also send this group down to help clear cat provinces, which would be fine. But I think 40 Wolf Tribe, I think we can beat 40 Wolf Tribe. I do want to try and get this province because I think this is a contested province. So I don't want to mess around with it too much. Let's put some PD in here. As far as recruitment goes, we are going to, like I said, I think we're going to get an effer. Ooh, a free sage. Very nice. That is big. That's a lot of research points. And here, so we actually have a gold problem and not a resource problem, which doesn't happen all the time for Mekone. So let's see. It's summer, so we could wait on the effer, but it only lets us get one more hoplite. So I think I want to get the effer started, and we can just add in a pair of, or how much should I spend on PD here? Ah, look at that! I can put in one PD and get this Gigante, and we'll just hope that doesn't get whacked. Okay. It doesn't get too much closer to spending all your gold than that. We actually can't spend that gold even on PD. We're then going to put this giant ball into a double line. Have this guy stay behind troops. And we're going to put these guys on fire. And we're going to go take out these barbs. And I think that should go fine. And then the next group that pops out, so let's see. So again, let's map it out. So we're going to make an effort this turn and some Gigante. Next turn, we're going to make more Gigante, and we could, if we have enough gold, start another big mage, or we could make a little mage, because we won't need another. We already have our leader, so we can delay that. We need 750 gold to start our infrastructure. Now we have, what are they, fortified cities? Is that what they're called? Fortified cities. So our 750 gold does buy us, after 5 turns, a 2 command point building. However, to make any mages, we need a lab and a temple. So our infrastructure is really expensive. And we may need to funnel that gold into making more. We're definitely going to need to make sure we keep up on our expansion parties. So I don't know if we're actually going to be able to afford an Elder Cyclops or a Basilius. It'd be really nice to get one. We'll see. Maybe we can get like a luck event or something. We're due. What do we have for scales? We have nothing, luck +1, nothing. Why is our capital not having any? It's got all the heat, but none of the luck. Abyssius over here hoarding all the luck. Outrageous. Meanwhile, income 0 province over here. So, we got a wild forest. That's what's going on over here. So that's +1 nature gem for TNN. That's nice. And they took this 4 elephants here. They're not going to want to go there. This party's not going into Barbs. They could certainly take out these lion tribe, or they might go into here to get resources. They've got a Furbog Druid. They probably have Tuatha that we can't see because they're stealthed. Nabissia is clearing out their cap circle, so that's nice. And well, we've been told in the chat that he's got a free sage, although we cannot see him here. Unless maybe he popped up. Oh, there he is. That is a large number of extra resource points that we are going to have access to help get our whole engine started that much quicker. So great event for TNN. But we have not been quite so lucky as far as it goes over here. How much did this have? This is 24 income, 54 resources. So we are getting good resources. We're currently able to recruit these 4 hoplites. Next turn we won't be able to recruit 4 because we're gonna have to spend 75 resources on a Locos, so we'll only be able to get 3. But that's okay. Or no, we won't have to. I think that we have 2 of these guys. We do not have to. That we can just keep going right on through the Gigante hoplites. Yeah, the other cap indies, it definitely shouldn't be too hard to take, and these provinces do have a little bit better income. We just gotta get. We just need more money. I'm feeling very, very poor after my 0 income and 24 income provinces. So we gotta try and expand quickly. And see what we can get away with. Mercenaries. Femoria gets the Renegade Chief. And there are some archers up for bid. We have no money though, so not gonna be for us. We'll have to see who manages to get those. And I don't think it is, it's EA, so scouting is pretty bad. I don't think we know where. This is Niffle, not Neefle. I don't think that's not a player. So. Yeah, it doesn't look like we found any enemies yet. I did go through the battles, but I can show them again real quick. We had TNN. Let's see, did they fix their... Did they have their slingers start slinging, or are they still on attacking duty? No, the slingers are now slinging. But mostly the slingers from both sides kind of chuck stuff at each other. They good vine arrows here. But ultimately, Jaguar Tribe is not too difficult. The bigger problem we had is here. Elephants into Bear Tribe. These guys kind of deal a lot of damage. I much prefer sending the elephants into non-tribal enemies or non-barbarian looking enemies. I think that they tend to do better against like heavy infantry, although they can certainly mess up against them as well. But you can see some of these elephants manage to get themselves kind of dispersed, and then they died. Hannibal himself started to run in and then routed. So no elephant victory today. And then our battle again is pretty straightforward. Our dudes just kind of make it into combat with this small group of Deer Tribe who are just not all that capable. So that sort of is what it is. Yeah, I'm definitely, the elephants 100% can lose against anybody. But I think I would have liked to see them go after one of these instead. But that's okay. I like the idea, like, try and get some extra provinces. But Yeah. So that was turn 3 and turn 4. We've had, no losses on our side as Mekone, but the provinces we've taken have been super low income, no good events yet. But we're gonna try and keep on. Yeah, the Bear Tribe are at least weakened, so that's okay. We're gonna try and keep on expanding, and ideally, again, look to seal off as much of this as we can. The Peltis, depending on what they see here, could maybe continue. I do think otherwise they'll have to go down here, which is fine. I don't think that they're gonna. I'd have to test them. Maybe we will test them next stream on how they do against cavemen. There aren't that many cavemen, but fighting cavemen in a cave is always a little dicey. But we don't want to fight the cavemen with our Giganti, I don't think, because they tend to have really high damage weapons and really high strength, and that's usually not great for giant troops. So we'll have to figure out how we want to deal with that. On the other hand, though, this is not a key province to get anytime quickly, so it may be that we kind of expand around it for a while and leave it for later. Looks like we've managed to have a whole bunch of people who've already managed to come in and finish their turn while I've been talking about this. Scout. Still not found anything. Yes, I hope you have money next turn too. I am desperately poor over here. These all these shields of this gleaming equipment, it's quite pricey. The golden spears. We need to start dismantling our city of gold and marble and using it to pay for some darn weapons. And this guy is going to patrol. You can see the unrest is starting to go up quite a bit. It's going to keep going up, unfortunately. So our income's going to be going down for the near future unless we get some nice provinces. Just because of the Mekone Dominion. Or not even Dominion, because it's not a Dominion effect. If it was a Dominion effect, it wouldn't happen. Just the Mekone nation problem. Now, that's so in standard Dominions, right? It's sort of a problem all game, and you're just going to be killing your own population, patrolling it down. That is much less the case in DE. The Effers have Unrest 1, reduce Unrest 1, which helps a lot. And the Crypties, who you'll get after you do the Helot Uprising event, have reduced Unrest 5. So once you get a handful of Durante and then a Crypties, you start to really reduce the unrest. This one should be nice. This is plains with houses, so I'm really hoping this is nice. There's like, if 317 is like Zion or Hinnom, there is definitely a chance that they could bump here, which would be pretty sad. Depending on who it is, we may or may not win. Actually, I don't know too much about Zion, to be perfectly honest. That's not them, though. They had the little scroll. So what are they? They've got these Halt Heretic Sacreds. But these don't, they have 15 defense, I guess. I was gonna say they don't look like expanders, but 15 defense is okay. Yeah, the problem is fun wagons would pretty sure mess our guys up. I was actually wondering if we need to change our formation here. Because lines are less good against fun wagons. We'd be better off with squares. So if I'm, on the other hand, if I'm Hinnom here, if my first expansion party didn't go here, there's like, if Hinnom's second party is the fun wagons, because the first party is only going to have 2 tops. Well, maybe you could have 3 if you're really lucky, but probably should have had the scout check who was there. You know, it's turn 4. We're already looking back at mistakes. But if this is the fun wagons, then the fun wagons are going this way. They're actually only going to make it here if it's an all fun wagon party. If it was their starting party, they would have already potentially been here. So I actually don't think that it's terribly likely that they're here. There's definitely all kinds of ways it could be the case. But it would have to be, right, taking multiple cap circle provinces and then going. Yes, those two. Yeah, I think we could bump, but I don't think it's terribly likely, just because I think we would have already seen them here potentially. I think we should win. We've seen 20 and 30 barbs on this province, so I'm thinking there aren't too many, so our Peltas should do just fine clearing those out. And then we've got Giganti headed up in the near future, so I think we're doing as well as we can be, and we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, so that was turn 3 and turn 4. Given that this is turn 4, true, no enemy candles. I don't think we can see any provinces with enemy candles. Yeah. Given that we are doing turn 4 right now, I don't know exactly when turn 5 will be available. So there may or may not be a stream tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, a bump should be neutral Dominion, hopefully. But I do think it's worth, like, this is going to be probably a really nice province. So I think it's worth going for. But, you know, it's a game of calculated risks. So, yeah, people have been playing pretty fast, so hopefully we'll get another chance tomorrow night, but depending on how it goes, might not be until Sunday. But in any event, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Thanks everybody who watched. It is nice to be able to do the double turn. I did not intentionally delay everybody. But it is what it is. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow, maybe on Sunday, depending on how the turns go. So have a good evening, and I guess I will see